morning everyone, happy 12th of July. How are you all today? Hope you had a good couple of days and I hope you got some really nice plans for this weekend. As you all know, I didn't put a video out on Thursday and Friday because I was very tired. I knew I would be and yeah, it just wasn't going to happen basically. I have done a little bit of work, not as much as I'd hoped, but as I say, it was just a long couple of days, but we're here. We're at the weekend now, so fantastic news. Rob is still in bed. I'm going to take him a cup of tea at 8:30. It's nearly 7 o'clock now. I've had a slow start to the morning, so I've eaten my breakfast, got a cup of tea, just sitting here doing some knitting. I'm currently working on the cat. Oh, that sleeve is very twisted. Working on the Catkins sweater by Rachel Ilsley, and yeah, just trying to figure that out because I really want to finish that sleeve. Probably not going to be today because I think my next plan is to actually pick up my gnome and try and get my gnome closer to being finished because I've not picked it up this week. I think this week I knew was going to be a rough week. I say rough, tiring. There we go, a tiring week, which it was. And I just wanted to work on things that my brain was happy working on. So the beautiful Belladon sweater, I have done lots of work on it, so I will show you that later. Or perhaps in a bit, I don't know. We shall see where the day takes us. So I've been working on that, I've been working on my Catkins, but as I say, the gnome, I would like to put some work in today. We're off to the coffee shop at some point, not sure when. I think it opens at 9:30, so I'll be heading over there at some point today, this side of lunch. And then I'm hoping to go on my bike after lunch. I'm also hoping, I think what I'm going to do now, let's think this through. What I'm going to do now is I'm going to get some of my sewing stuff down because I can't remember if I said this, but I don't know if I'm going to my Christmas do now. Because I will be taking Rob to work. It's on a Friday, the 5th of December. So I'm taking Rob to work in the morning and they've got to pick him up in the evening. But he'll have started his new job by then and the place I'm taking him is a lot nearer. So I don't know, because where the Christmas do is, it's quite a drive and obviously alcohol's involved. They usually give me a taxi, but Rob usually picks me up. Obviously he can't drive, so he won't be able to pick me up. So yeah, I have already floated it out there that I probably won't be going this year, but I will still have the intention of making the dress, is where I'm going with that. But I also want to make some clothes for summer, kind of jumping. It's kind of half Vlogmas in July, half wanting to make summer clothes because of how hot it is at the minute. That's what I want to do. So I don't know, I'll get some patterns down, have a little think, but I also still need to sit down and figure out how many gnomes I need to make. I think that is quite high on the list because then I think that might give me a little shove in the right direction because I know I've got a lot to make and I need to make them. I might even pick up the stitches for that Christmas stocking as well. I know one of you did say that you made Christmas stockings, and because I said about sewing in the ends, you mentioned that you made Christmas stockings and that you lined them, so you don't necessarily need to sew in the ends. I might just tie them off, but I like that idea. I'll see how I feel, but thank you for saying that. Anyway, I'm going to get this day fully started because it's already hot. I need to get the doors open while it's still a bit chilly outside, get some of that chill inside. And yeah, I'll take you along with me. Speak to you in a bit. Hello everyone, just a quick check-in for you all. What time is it? It is nearly 9:15. Just taken Rob his cup of tea. Excuse my hair, it's a mess. But I think you can just about tell that I've started battening down the hatches. So the kitchen is in darkness, the blinders down. It's getting to that stage of the day where I'm going to have to, sadly, shut these doors. They are shut at the minute, but I need to close the curtains to keep the heat out and keep what cool I've managed to scrounge in the house. Yeah, it's going to be another hot one this weekend, sadly. I think we're getting in the 30 degrees again. Not my favourite. But hey, there we go. So I have just been sitting on the floor and I've been cutting out the interfacing for the Jenna shirt by Closet Core. Now, again, I know this wasn't in the Vlogmas in July plans, but in what I said, well, when was it? I can't remember when I said it now, but in a couple of videos ago, I did say that I realised when I was moving all the stuff out of the bedroom so that we could get the bed out, I realised actually I have a lot of crafting supplies that need to get used. So on that train of thought, I've decided I've got the Jenna shirt, it's cut out. The only thing I needed was to cut the interfacing out. So why not actually get cracking on some of these sewing projects, because then it can kind of move things along a little bit. I do have the Tilly and the Buttons book here, so I think once I've cut, oh my goodness, my neighbour's gone out for a run. Brave man. It's too hot for me, although actually right now would be alright, so fair play to him. But anyway, Make It Simple by Tilly and the Buttons. So this is the book that my dress that I wanted to make for my Christmas do is in. So I think I'm going to take the pattern pieces out of the back and then I'm going to trace them. Now I would have preferred to have done that while I had natural light. So as soon as I close these curtains, it's going to be dark. So not ideal. Sorry, I didn't mean to spin you around there. That was exciting. But yeah, I'll see how I get on. We'll put the lights on, see how it goes. This might be a job for tomorrow, but I might be able to do some sewing is the plan, because I've got here, this is Rob's crafting light, his model kitting light. This is his desk. It's a little bit messy at the minute, but he hasn't done any modelling for a while. But anyway, this is his light and it's really bright. It's really, really good. So I can just, it's attached to his desk here. So all I'll do is I'll swing it out and there you go. It's fantastic. It's brilliant. If you want to know more about the light, let me know, because I've no idea what it is. I'd need to ask Rob, but I just nick it because it swings out. So perfect, fantastic. Anyway, so that means that I can do a little bit more crafting at the table with the light, but obviously the bigger things whereby I am spreading out on the floor. Also, excuse all the boxes. Let's finish my train of thought first. Where I'm spreading out on the floor, the light's going to be limited over there. So I will finish off cutting out the interfacing. As I say, nearly done now. I've just got one more piece to cut out and then that's everything cut out for this shirt. So in theory, I can sew it, see what I'm thinking. But in terms of the cutting out for this pattern, I will probably do that tomorrow morning, as I just said. But yes, excuse all the boxes. I've said this many a time, we're still sorting the house. We are eBaying stuff. That's what all the boxes are down here. Move them all from upstairs back downstairs to kind of encourage us to get moving with that. But again, that's kind of paused because we haven't quite got into a routine just yet. Oh, I may have already shown you a video, but the birds, they're not happy with me because their food has run out. Honestly, they just sit on the bird feeder, try to eat, and then they just look at the house longingly as if they know where their food comes from. Look, you're wild animals. Oh dear, maybe, I don't know. I'll refill it tomorrow. What I'm going to do now is I'll put some water out. I need to feed my worms. That's what I need to do. That might be the weirdest sentence you've ever heard me say. But I have some worms in a worm bin. I call it worm towers. And they basically create some beautiful soil. It's like composting, but it's a really kind of, what's the word? Nutrient dense soil. So you kind of mix it with normal soil as a, oh my goodness. Right, I need to go sort the chaos out in the garden and feed my worms. Excuse that sentence. Weird one, right? Anyway, I'll check back with you in a bit. afternoon, everyone. I'm back for a quick check-in. So I'm in this room because I've just got a couple of things to put away. I finished sewing for the day, so as I say, I've just brought stuff upstairs and I'm going to start putting it away. Rob and I had a fantastic time at the coffee shop. I will have put some footage in, but it will have been from a prior visit because today was rather busy and I didn't really want to get loads of people in the shots that I was going to be filming, so I just didn't film, just enjoyed. Ate my bagel, it was delicious, and Rob enjoyed his bagel as well. It's about time we got him there, so he did really enjoy, and I think we'll be frequent visitors. We also had a little wander around because I don't think Rob's wandered around that place very often, and he did say to me that there's a bouldering place, a bouldering gym there that he was quite curious about, because we have mentioned in the past about climbing. And there was a place in one of the towns further south, in fact the town where Rob works, they've got a climbing wall, bouldering kind of place. But it's a long way to go for that kind of thing, so we kind of knocked it on the head, but then Rob discovered this place, which is a lot nearer, 10 minutes away. So yeah, had a little nose at that and spoke to the people there. They were very friendly, very welcoming, really wanting us to get in, of course. But yeah, really friendly, really lovely people. So I have a feeling that will be in our future. It'll be therapy for me because I'm terrified of heights. But I've always wanted to do climbing. Go figure. But anyway, as I say, I'm just here to put stuff away. I have done some work on the Jenna shirt. All of the interfacing that I cut out has now been attached to my pieces, so that's grand. And I've also done a bit of sewing, which you will have seen. So all I've done is I've sewn the button plackets on both my front pieces. I'm not convinced I've done the right size, you know, but yeah, I've done both the button plackets, and I've also sewn on my pocket. So loving that. That's for that side. As I say, I'm not convinced this is gonna do up at the front, but we can try. But anyway, so these pieces I'm just gonna sling. I might sling it actually where you're sitting at the minute to keep them as flat as possible. The same with the interfaced pieces. Let me pop that there a minute. Don't worry, there will be some other crafty goodness, so I will be knitting now probably for the rest of the day. This needs to go downstairs. This is my mini cutting mat. I pulled out, what's this? I pulled out the Palmer dress because I thought, oh, I'd quite like to make this as well. As I say, I've got a stash of fabric that I need to use, and this is one of them. I've got the fabric ready to go, but I think maybe one cutout project at a time, because it's keeping them flat that I'm going to struggle with, because all the rest of the Jenna shirt is in here and it's folded, and every time I take a piece out to work on I have to iron it, which is fine, that's fine. But yeah, I just need to put the pattern in here. There we go, all the pattern pieces, anything I cut out, oops, that doesn't need to stay flat, all goes in my little plastic folder, and then they go over here. Hoping you can still hear me, of course. Come on, get in. There we go. So they live there, along with these. They can go in there as well. Rob has said that I can have a craft room. I can turn this room into my office, which is here. You can just about see one of my computers there. I've got the other one there. And then thinking of putting in another desk between this desk and the bed that comes out. I'd quite like one that raises though, goes up and down, so a standing desk. There we go, that would be quite nice. But he has said that I can probably turn this into like a slight craft room. It's not going to be a massive one, it's going to be very small, but if I can have my sewing machine and my overlocker up here, that gets them from downstairs, and this room is a bit more welcoming for that kind of thing. Right, I do have a small little ironing board which goes behind the door. You're not going to see me now, but there we go. Have that. I have put it the wrong way around, so I'll deal with it in a minute. And my iron I'll put over there, but I got a new iron. So this iron, you can use it corded, but you can also unlock it and it's cordless. It's fantastic. A lot lighter than my old iron. It is sloshing because I have left the water in. My intention is to use it tomorrow. But yeah, it's a lot lighter than the last one, and as I say, I can use it cordless, which is perfect. Just put it back on the base and it charges, and you can use it as a wired iron. Very good. I'm very happy with it. Does leak a little bit, but it's fine. What iron doesn't, right? So that's going to go over there. A proper iron doesn't. That's probably the right thing. Very, very hot and bothered. So plans for this afternoon. I am done with sewing now. That's it for me. I'm just going to remove the curtain mat a minute so I can actually lay these flat. I am not going on my bike today because it is far too hot. I do have a big fan that I use when I'm on the bike. You will have seen that a couple of times. Oh, sorry. It's the bike table you're on. Yes, so I do have a big fan. You will have seen that a couple of times when I've been on the bike during the vlogs. But as I say, I'm just... Not today, not today. I might do some weights tomorrow. If we're going to do a climbing, I need to build up my upper strength because it's not the best. But yeah, so I thought I'd just come up here, do some tidying and have a little waffle with you before I get on with the rest of the stuff that I'm going to do today. So I am now going to go downstairs because the WEC is on. They are in Sao Paulo at the minute, so the Iron Dames are racing. Very exciting. They're also at Goodwood as well, which is even more exciting. Well, it's not even more exciting, but it's equally as exciting. But I'm going to go downstairs, join Rob and watch that. I'm also going to do some knitting. So I'm going to get my gnome out, do a bit of work on that, see what I need to do. I still need to sit down. I'm going to do this tomorrow now, but I still need to sit down and I need to figure out how many gnomes I need to make for gifts. I might do the heel. No, it's too sticky. You know, when you're just so hot that your hands just feel clammy. It's the perfect word. So I've got to find the right project to be able to work on. I think that's another reason why I did a bit of sewing this morning, because I'm just, ugh. The thought of knitting, I love knitting, but in hot weather, when my hands get a bit clammy, the projects just don't work as nicely, as smoothly. Yeah, you know how it is. Anyway, I'm gonna just put the iron over there and then I'm gonna go head downstairs. I'm gonna crack on with the rest of what I'm gonna do today. So I'll check back with you all in a little bit. Good afternoon, everyone. I am back for my final check-in of today, and I do have a couple of projects to show you progress on. So 2 of them I have been working on and off. One mostly, you know what that is, that I've been working on, but I have tried my best to push myself to do a couple of the other projects. Also quickly, once again, I'm on my office chair. Whenever I move, it makes a clicking sound. So if you do hear that, I do apologise for that noise, but that's what it is. And I'll try my best not to move too much, but I am a very fidgety person. So it's not going to be successful not moving. Anyway, so the projects that I've been working on, as I say, one of them, you know which one, I can't put down, but I have managed to do a little bit of work on my gnome. So I'll show you that first. And I also remembered why I didn't want to reach for this, and it's because I was coming up to 2 parts on it that I was really wasn't really looking forward to. So here we go. It's out of this book, The Gnomes of Grimblewood, and it's actually this one here, and that is Natalia. Really lovely gnome. I love the colour work on the hat. So let me grab her. You will have seen this, but I have done the beard. I did that. Oh, that wasn't in focus then. There we go. I did that a little last week, I think, possibly. But the progress is actually quite a lot for me, I would say, because as I say, there's 2 things I've been avoiding on this. One of them I have done, but here, Bulbasaur, you can see where I got to when I last showed you. I just started the decreases and I am well and truly on my way through those decreases now, so that's good. And I have stopped because I need to stuff her. And that was one of the things I was trying to avoid. Well, not avoid, because I know I'm going to have to do it. But I just wasn't looking forward to stuffing her. But that's where I'm at. So I need to do it. I don't know, I'll see if I fancy it tonight. Because the thing is with the gnomes, you stuff them part way and then you put in some weighted stuffing. And then you put more stuffing on top and then you close them off. So I don't know why I'm avoiding it, because it's really not that hard. But I'm just not feeling it right now. But anyway, that is where I'm at. The other thing I was avoiding was the hat, because I don't know if you can tell here, but the hat is folded over and then sewn back to the hat. The top part is sewn to the bottom of the hat. That I was avoiding that. I don't know why, but there we go. I have now done that. There we go. So that is all sewn down and it looks mighty cute. So it should look really good when I put the stuffing in. As I say, I just need to do the stuffing. And then I can crack on. So I'm getting close on this one now. Love that colour work. It's beautiful. So if I move that down, there we go, move the brim of the hat down, you can see that colour work a bit better. There's a little bit more on the top part of the hat, but yeah, really enjoyed doing that. So nearly there on this one. As I say, once I've done the body, finish that off, I've got 2 arms, 2 feet, a nose and a tassel for this one. So there's quite a bit left to do on this still, but yeah, it's quite a fiddly one, this one. But I have enjoyed it, don't get me wrong. I do really enjoy these gnomes, but as I say, that one's quite fiddly, so I've been avoiding various tasks on it. But there you go, that is the update on the gnome. The next one I will show you is, because it's right here, is my Catkins sweater. This is the Catkins sweater, as I've just said. It's alright, I'm trying to find, there we go. Oof. I was trying to find the yarn. Let's pop that in there so I don't lose it. The Catkins sweater is by Rachel Ilsley of Unwind Knitwear, and here it is. It is gorgeous. It's got these beautiful dip stitches that go down the front and also down at the back. It is the yoke and it continues over the sleeves as well, which is just fantastic. So there it is. I am using yarn by the Fibre Fox, and it was her 2024 advent calendar. I believe it's called the Witching Hour. But there you have it. It's beautiful, beautiful fade. And as you can see, I'm just working on the sleeve. Nearly there now. If I show you the marker, that's where I got to the last time I showed you. And I've not done a massive amount, but I have done a fair amount, so that's fine. But yeah, this one, I really want to get that sleeve done, but I don't know. I'm stalling on it because I'm not convinced I should be doing all of the decreases because tripping up on my words, because I don't know, I'm not a tight sleeve lover anymore. I used to love tight sleeves, but not so much anymore. So I don't know if I want it to go more tighter. Let's try that again. I don't know if I want the sleeve to continue getting tight, or whether I just, because I would usually wear a watch, so I'd like it to go over my watch quite comfortably. But then I don't want or do I? I don't want the cuff to be really baggy, because then it's not going to be in keep. It is like a few stitches is the difference. So I have avoided or had issues with so many parts, and it's all in my head. It's nothing to do with the pattern. The pattern is fantastic. It's just my decision making when it comes to this, like when to change the colour, how long to do the sleeve, and so on and so forth. It's my decision making has not been the best in this project, to say the least. But I think it's because I want it to be so perfect, as close to as possible. I really want to do a good job on it. I want it to be something that I'm going to reach for and wear, because I've had it in the past, and I'm sure you're the same. Had it in the past where I've made sweaters. They've not quite been the right size, but I've always thought, oh, they'll be fine, and I've never actually worn them. So I don't want that to be the case with this. I want to wear it. So, and plus I put a lot of work and effort into this. So yeah. Decisions need to be made and I need to finish it. So as I say, really, really close on that sleeve now. Do I have the book anywhere? No, I don't, because I left it downstairs. But yes, that is the Catkins sweater by Rachel Ilsley of Unwind Knitwear. Right, the final item, this one I am struggling to put down because I'm enjoying it so much, and that is the gorgeous Belladonna sweater by Along Avec Anna. Now, it doesn't look like I've done a massive amount, but then I have been forcing myself to stop knitting on this because I've got other projects that need doing as well. But you can see here the little unicorn is where I got to the last time you saw it. So I have done a fair amount. If I turn that round, you can see, yep, I have done a fair amount. It's going to be really, really nice. But as I say, I have stopped because I need to stop knitting on it. Plus, I keep finding fibres from this sweater because of the mohair. I keep finding the fibres in little like hairballs all around the house. And I don't know whether it's because I frogged back so much. Like I frogged back a big portion of the sweater because I'd missed an increase and I wanted it to be similar to the Catkin sweater. I wanted it to be right, or as close to right as possible, and it was something that I could just fix. So I frogged back about 10 rounds, I think, and yeah, mohair just ended up everywhere. And I don't know if it's just still the remnants from when I frogged that I'm finding around the house, but it's quite concerning. I hope this sweater isn't going to molt as like that, because it's not ideal. But having said that, I have used the same fibres for my Dartmoor sweater, which I wear a lot during the winter. Rob loves that sweater, and I haven't really noticed these yarn hairballs around the house, yarn fibre balls, there we go. I haven't noticed them around the house for that sweater, but that sweater is in like a pale brown, so it could blend quite nicely with the floors in this house, so we may not have noticed them. But because this is red, quite an obvious colour, it stands out. So yeah, every time I find one I'm like, oh no, I hope this isn't going to be a thing. But as I say, I haven't really seen a problem using the yarns with a different project, so I am hoping it was just because I frogged loads. I imagine that is the case, to be honest. But yeah, so those are the projects I have been working on the last couple of days and my progress. So you are all caught up on everything that I've been up to, everything that I've been doing. I haven't picked up any other projects, but I did want to pick up the stocking, but as I say, my hands were just so clammy earlier that the thought of picking it up, and it just wasn't going to happen basically because my hands need to be less, there needs to be less friction from my hands and yarn. I'm not explaining things very well, I'm tired and hungry. It's my excuse. So those are all the things that I've been doing today. I am hoping, so tomorrow we aren't going anywhere. We might go for a walk, but it's supposed to be even hotter tomorrow, so possibly not, unless we go really early in the morning, because it's quite nice really early in the morning. I have been able to get the doors open, as I said earlier, downstairs, and get some nice fresh air in the house. It doesn't stay in the house very long because the house just instantly heats up as soon as the sun gets on the back of the house. The back of the house is south facing, I have said this before, but yeah, it is south facing, so we get the sun on the back all day long, which can be a bit relentless, especially when it's this hot. Yeah, so as I said, tomorrow not really doing much. Might go for a walk, might try and go on my bike, but I'm doubting that with how it's been today. But as I said earlier, I might do some weights, so we'll see how I go. What else? Not really a lot. I think I'm just going to have a bit of a chill day, and I'm going to work on some projects. I will try and do a bit more, you can just see it there. I might try and do a bit more on my Jenna shirt, just a little bit of sewing here and there, because it's one of those projects, I've never made a shirt before, so I don't know how it's going to go. I don't know the techniques, and it looks very complicated. So I may have bitten off more than I can chew, because that fabric is really light, it's really thin, and probably not the best fabric to use for a shirt, especially not one's first shirt. So that might be interesting. So yeah, I might do a little bit, but what I was saying was I keep going off my train of thought. This is so weird. But yeah, so I'm basically, with that, I'm going to do it slowly in small time periods, and just gently tick away at it and learn as I go, rather than just ploughing ahead and thinking, oh, I got this, it's all good, you know, and then ending up with something that really is not suitable. I did say earlier that I think I have made a size that's too small. It is an oversized shirt. Well, it's designed as an oversized shirt. It's supposed to be a longer, I'm doing view A, which is the longer shirt. I think view B is the cropped shirt, and then view C is the dress. But I'm doing the long shirt, long oversized shirt in theory. But I am not convinced it's going to close, but it doesn't matter if it doesn't close because I wasn't really making it with the intention of closing it. I was going to wear it open on over the top of like a form-fitting vest top and form-fitting trousers or shorts, and I think that's going to work really, really nicely, just to have it as something to cover my shoulders in the sun. Really light, really floaty, really nice. That's the plan with it anyway, but I don't know how it's going to go, everybody. We'll find out. But I also, as I said this morning, I might try and do the pattern pieces for the Suki dress by Tilly and the Buttons while I've got some light, some natural light. That's the plan. I might even do some cross stitching tomorrow, or I might do some cross stitching this evening actually. That's a gift, so I probably should. Right, I better leave that there. I've been seriously waffling today, but it's ever so strange when you don't record and you're supposed to be doing daily vlogs and you don't record. It's like I am filling in for the fact that there has been no videos for 2 days, but anyway, it's not like lots happened. Right, I am going to leave that there because I just spent the last 10 minutes waffling about absolutely nothing. So thank you so much for watching. As always, it really does mean the absolute world to me. Please let me know below what you've been working on. I'm always intrigued. I hope you have a wonderful rest of the day, and I look forward to seeing you tomorrow.